Okay, Comic 16. Woo, look at this. This is me starting on my second, well, technically third storyline. If you consider the first few comics to be an introduction, it was the first one where they first noticed Julie, the girl that works at the fast food place. That was the introduction to a storyline. This one is a new storyline. You can tell because they're not talking about the same thing that they were the other day. Yesterday, because that was the finish off of the Julie one. I can't even remember how that finished. It was a whole day ago. That's how my brain works. So, this one was, for one, involved a lot of profile shot. Oh, look at that! Look at Kenny in the. Oh, okay. I'll get to that. Good God, that's awful. So, what's all that about? Homework for my correspondence course I'm taking. I can help. I went to a college a few times. Didn't do too well in many subjects. Cut classes. Actually, I don't think I've even passed one course. And I do like Kenny's that's him sort of distracting Jeff, which he does. He just sort of sends him elsewhere. And he seems to do that an awful lot for a guy who's just met him. Once again, my friend who this character is based on, Jeff is based on, is not in any way stupid. I just needed I guess just Jeff just became the dumb blonde. He was the amusing dumb blonde. But anyway, the character Jeff is based on is in no way the dumb blonde. However, this was something that was happening in my life. So Kenny taking a correspondence course. I can't remember if I was actually taking a correspondence course at the time. I was finishing up my university degree. So this storyline was based on me trying to finish my university degree and graduate, just my undergrad. So this is the beginning of that and all the fun and excitement and strange, odd adventures that happened along the way. More adventures. Well, it wasn't really one single adventure. I think I'm talking it up too much because it wasn't really adventures. There's just things that happened, and I sort of just added humor to it. Once again, Jeff's eyes are all over the place. What's going on in the second panel there, where his eyes? Sometimes the eyes, nose, and the mouth really fit well together. Like in the third panel, I like where the eyes, nose, and mouth are, but I don't like where they are in the second panel, and I can't quite tell why. Did I move them further in towards the head? I think they're. Depending on where you draw those two lines, the character can look like he's looking straight ahead, like straight out at us. Or whereas in the third panel, it looks like he's looking straight out. But in the second panel, it actually does look like he's looking to that side. He's looking to the left. He's right. I have to clarify these things, or everyone's going to say, everyone. Yeah, both of you are going to say, oh, he's not looking to the left, he's looking to the right, because it's his right and not your left. Ha 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 ha, I'm much smarter than you. Yeah, that's how you sound when you act smarter than me. You are smarter than me. Why don't you go help the doorknob or something? I just like that. It's a very passive thing to sort of tell someone to go pound sand, go fly a kite, eat a bag of hell. However, the drawing is atrocious. Look at that. That's me trying to have his thumb pointing backwards, but one arm is way bigger than the other because his right arm, I guess I was going for, okay, it's slightly further behind. My ideas of perspectives are all wrong. He's sitting at a table, though. That's exciting. He apparently has a chair with no back whatsoever, because I guess those are hard to draw. There's me drawing three-dimensional objects. Woo! Three-dimensional objects! Check out that three-dimensional table. It's awesome. Kenny has no hair on the side of his head whatsoever, especially not in profile. He has no nose. He has a beak and no teeth. He's triple-jointed, at least double-jointed by the looks of his elbow and his shoulder. He has microscopic fingers, depending on what angle you're looking at, and he sits in chairs with no backs. He's a complicated guy. He gets a lot of stuff done. I just hate that picture. That's such a bad drawing. Why didn't I redo that? Anyway, I'm also kind of proud of myself for spelling correspondence correctly twice in one comic. That's actually pretty impressive for my standards. And then, of course, the grunting. Spelling out grunting like uh-huh or meh, brr, just sort of grunt words like those. That's kind of the hardest. I actually had a conversation with a professional cartoonist about how text works when you're trying to put across a concept. Like in the second panel, he was trailing off. Oh, yeah, I didn't do really too well into so many subjects, cut classes, and the ... That's very important, or you can use it in different ways. I've seen people use a ... to indicate being cut off, Or if you were saying, oh, I cut class, but then someone comes in on top of your cut classes with, wow, I don't want to listen to what you're talking about anymore. I do that differently. I would put in a hyphen to end it off. Now, I don't know why I do that. I don't know if I learned that from anywhere, if that's just how I see, how it would sound like, how I see the words if I sound it out in my head. If that makes any sense. If you listen to people talk and then you try to write a script in your head while it's going through, just writing out the text, that's how I do it. I put a hyphen because you get cut off. It's like, it feels more abrupt, whereas the dot 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 feels more gradual. Anyway, now I'm just explaining things for the sake of it. So, I think that's all I got. His mouth gets big, his mouth gets small. Still wearing the uniforms. So he's apparently doing his homework at work. Why not? So, yeah, that's it. All right. Comic 17 tomorrow.